Hello everyone, my name is Mahima Arora and I welcome you to VNN's new segment, The Female Uncut. Here we will be discussing the brutal realities which women have to face in their day-to-day lives, and we'll make sure that each reality reaches you with authenticity and realness, because when we say The Female Uncut, we mean it. Well, no matter who you are or where you live, you have a fundamental right to education. It's protected in Article 26 of Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Today, I'll focus on how education for South Asian women is more about earning the criteria to get married and less about gaining knowledge and working towards a greater career path. Growing up, I don't think I have faced any issue when it comes to my education. I always had the freedom of studying what I liked and pursuing in my field of interest. Initially, I picked up medicine as my career. Then I switched to law, and now I'm working in the field of media. Despite all the freedom I had, I still face challenges in my own way, which might be less stressful than those who couldn't attend any school at all, but unfortunately, it stopped me from becoming the best version of myself. We can measure any country's growth by looking at the number of educated women in that particular country. In India, about 200 million women are still illiterate. Although we have made a lot of progress, but we are still far behind. So the first thing I noticed growing up, and it happens frequently among South Asian community, is that most of the parents do not want their daughters to be educated for independence or financial stability, but they educate them so that they can be married into a good family. The support and enthusiasm stops when girl hits the marriageable age, which could have been 16 or even 14 if it wasn't about the law which says that you have to be 21 in order to get married. So if they think that studying up to the 10th grade would be enough for their daughters and a guy would accept them, the families would stop with their daughter's education right there and then. All those lectures about, oh, you must study, you should study, stops. So this is one of the problems which is hindering women's growth despite the presence of education. Although a lot of us get education and study what we wanted to, but we fail to flourish properly and be confident. Even though I have studied in a setup where boys and girls study together, which is also known as co-ed education. But there was this constant realization and poking by our parents and teachers and society that, oh, you're studying with boys. Don't wear that kajal. Don't wear that dress. Don't talk too loud. Sit properly. Why is your hair like that? Are you trying to impress boys? I mean, all these things may sound little, but these little things are the reason why we feel suppressed. I mean, all these little things may sound little, but that's where the suppression starts. That's where we fail to be who we are without any fear. We're supposed to ignore boys who are sitting right next to our eyes, and I fail to understand the practicality of this, because at the end of the day, we have to be in the world where there are going to be men. And ultimately, we are married to a man. So how can we ignore the entire gender? It suppresses our growth and confidence. Because if we are not confident enough to talk to a man, how would we take over those top positions like CEOs, managers, or directors? A lot of us are already there, but so many of us are still way too far from those positions and designations. The only task for women is to look at those things which can help them to get married. The entire existence revolves around marriage. Don't do anything which dips your family's reputation in the society, because then who will get married to you? Learn cooking because the way to your husband's heart is through his stomach, not because it is a life-saving skill which all of us should have or inculcate. Rarely people focus on their daughter's independence and financial stability. If any financial struggle comes up, then it would be implied that women might have to quit their college or school, and that won't even be questioned. There's no creation of excitement amidst women about studying and the freedom which education can bring to their lives. Even in the year 2022, in most of the cases, women are made to believe that your husband will take care of your finances. He will provide food on the table. He will take care of you. No, he won't. He should not, because we are capable of taking care of ourselves. Even if society tells you that we are not, at some point we have to take the lead in our hands. So these are the certain points which are bringing down the women of a community as a whole. We have to change the narrative and think beyond the orthodox setup of our society. We cannot always blame men for bringing us down. Sometimes we have to own it and work for a better tomorrow. We have to educate ourselves. We have to actively participate in anything or everything which can help our gender to be empowered. Although we are rising every day and succeeding, but we still have to speak up for ourselves, otherwise we will be silenced in the hood of this is how it happens in our society. We cannot all of a sudden change, but change begins with little steps, and a one step can be the beginning of a greater cause. As Malala Yousafzai said, I raise up my voice not so that I can shout, but so that those without a voice can be heard. We cannot all succeed when half of us are held back. So take a step forward, because being a woman is a superpower. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time with next episode and next cause. Take care. Bye-bye.